What if the secret to calm, power, and resilience wasn't found in modern self-help books, but in the private morning reflections of a Roman emperor who lived nearly 2,000 years ago? Marcus Aurelius, ruler of the Roman Empire and philosopher of the Stoic school, faced unimaginable pressure, yet he started his days with habits that gave him clarity and strength. Today, you'll discover 7 of those ancient morning practices. Before we dive in, let me ask you, how do you usually start your mornings? Do you begin with peace and purpose, or with stress and distraction? Let me know in the comments, and also tell me which city and country you're watching from, so I can thank you personally. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more timeless Stoic wisdom. Habit number 1, begin with gratitude for the gift of life. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This wasn't philosophy for display. It was his personal reminder to himself, written in private. Every morning, Marcus grounded himself by remembering the simple gift of life itself. He was emperor of Rome, yet he didn't wake up thinking first about power, armies, or wealth. He began with gratitude. Gratitude is more than a feel-good emotion. It shifts perspective. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you recognize what you already have. Marcus faced betrayal, war, and illness, yet he trained his mind to notice the blessings that remained, the chance to think, to act with virtue, to love his family, to fulfill his duty. For us today, this lesson is just as powerful. Many people start their mornings by grabbing their phone, checking emails, or scrolling through endless feeds, immediately feeding the mind with stress. But imagine starting differently, by pausing, breathing, and naming 3 things you're grateful for. It might be your health, a warm cup of tea, or simply the chance to see another sunrise. Practical application. Keep a notebook or journal beside your bed. Each morning, before you let the world in, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't need to be grand. Small blessings matter most. Over time, this habit rewires your mind to see abundance instead of scarcity. Gratitude, Marcus believed, wasn't a luxury. It was a discipline. By beginning with thankfulness, he set the tone for calm and clarity, no matter how heavy the day ahead. Habit number 2, reflect on mortality. Memento mori. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself, "You could leave life right now." Let that determine what you do, say, and think. This practice, known as memento mori, remember that you must die, was not about creating fear. It was about creating clarity. For Marcus, reflecting on mortality wasn't morbid, it was liberating. It freed him from wasting time and reminded him to focus on what truly matters. Each morning, Marcus began with the awareness that time is short. Wars, plagues, and political betrayal surrounded him. He didn't know if he would live another day. Yet instead of despair, this awareness gave him urgency. He didn't delay kindness. He didn't postpone difficult but necessary decisions. He lived as though each day was a final gift. For us today, this habit can transform how we approach mornings. Think about how often we waste hours scrolling on a screen, worrying about petty arguments, or delaying dreams. We act as if we'll live forever. Marcus reminds us, tomorrow is not guaranteed. The best time to live fully is now. Practical application. Each morning, pause for 2 minutes and ask, if today were my last, how would I spend it? This simple question reshapes priorities. Arguments lose their grip, material possessions matter less, and relationships, purpose, and kindness rise to the top. Memento mori is not about death. It's about life. By remembering that time is limited, you live each morning with urgency, meaning, and courage. Habit number 3, prepare your mind for the world's challenges. Marcus Aurelius began many mornings by bracing himself for the difficulties of the day. He wrote, "The people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." At first, this may sound harsh, but Marcus wasn't pessimistic, he was realistic. He understood human nature. By expecting difficulties, he wasn't shocked when they came. Instead of frustration, he met them with calm acceptance. This is a powerful habit for us today. Imagine starting your day expecting everyone to be kind, generous, and patient. The first rude comment, the first traffic jam, or the first ungrateful response leaves you upset and reactive. But if you begin the morning knowing life will bring challenges, you remain steady. Marcus practiced this as emperor, dealing with betrayal in politics and brutality in war. Yet because he trained his mind at dawn, he could respond with reason instead of anger. Practical application. Each morning, repeat a simple affirmation. I cannot control others, but I can control myself. By doing this, you create mental armor. The world may test you, but it cannot break you unless you allow it. Preparing the mind before the day begins is like sharpening a sword before battle. Marcus knew this truth, and by adopting it, we too can face our mornings with calm and power. Habit number 4. Move your body. Discipline builds strength. The Stoics believed that caring for the body was essential because it strengthened the mind. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that his body was not for indulgence, but for service, to endure hardship, to carry out duty, and to remain resilient. As emperor, he didn't live in comfort alone. Marcus spent long stretches in military camps, enduring cold, disease, and fatigue alongside his soldiers. He understood that physical resilience trained the spirit as much as the muscles. For us today, this translates into one simple habit: move your body every morning. Not to chase perfection or youth, but to honor the vessel that carries your soul. Especially as we age, movement keeps the body flexible, the mind sharp, and the spirit disciplined. A 15-20-minute walk, light stretching, yoga, or even deep breathing exercises can awaken you more effectively than coffee. The goal isn't intensity, it's consistency. Practical application. Each morning, choose one form of movement. Stretch before breakfast. Walk around your garden. Practice controlled breathing. Tell yourself, this movement is training not just my body, but my character. Discipline in physical care teaches the same lesson Marcus embraced. Strength and calm are built, not gifted. Habit number 5. Journal, like Marcus Aurelius did in Meditations. One of Marcus Aurelius's greatest legacies is Meditations, a book he never intended to publish. These were his private notes, his morning and evening reflections, written only for himself. Journaling was his way of correcting his thoughts, processing emotions, and preparing for challenges. Instead of venting to others, he wrote to himself. This habit anchored him, reminding him daily of what mattered: virtue, discipline, and perspective. For us, journaling can be just as powerful. Writing clarifies the mind, reduces anxiety, and sharpens self-awareness. It allows us to see our fears and frustrations on paper, where they become smaller and manageable. Practical application. Each morning, spend 10 minutes writing in a notebook. Ask yourself, what is within my control today? What is not within my control? How do I want to carry myself with patience, courage, or kindness? Over time, this practice becomes a mirror for the soul. Just as Marcus used his journal to strengthen his philosophy, you can use yours to strengthen your morning mindset. The pen in Marcus's hands was as powerful as the sword. And for us, journaling remains one of the simplest but most transformative Stoic habits. Habit number 6. Commit to duty and service. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. Why am I created? To bring people together, to serve them." This is a striking reminder. Even as emperor, with access to every luxury, Marcus resisted the temptation of endless comfort. He knew mornings weren't for indulgence, they were for service. The Stoics believed life's purpose was not personal pleasure, but contribution. Marcus saw his role not as ruler of Rome, but as a servant of humanity. Every morning he reminded himself, "I was born to serve, not to sleep in." For us, this lesson remains vital. After all, a life focused only on comfort eventually feels empty. But a life of service, however small, creates fulfillment. Service doesn't always mean grand acts. It can be calling a friend, mentoring someone younger, helping a neighbor, or offering kindness to a stranger. Practical application. Each morning, ask yourself, who can I serve today and how? Write down one small act of service. This transforms the day from self-centered routine into a purpose-driven mission. When mornings begin with service, they end with meaning. Habit number 7, embrace stillness and silence. In a world of constant noise, buzzing phones, endless news, and non-stop demands, stillness is rare. Yet Marcus Aurelius began his mornings with quiet reflection. Before entering the chaos of empire, he sought solitude. Stillness wasn't weakness, it was strength. In silence, he found clarity. He could see his worries for what they were, passing thoughts. He could remind himself of virtue before voices of ambition and anger surrounded him. For us, embracing stillness means choosing a few minutes of silence before the world intrudes. No phone, no distractions, just breathing, reflection, or prayer. Practical application. Dedicate 5 to 10 minutes every morning to stillness. Sit in a quiet space, breathe deeply, and observe your thoughts without judgment. Or if you prefer, recite a short prayer or reflection. The goal isn't to escape life, it's to prepare for it. By starting the day in silence, you carry that calm into every conversation and challenge ahead. Marcus Aurelius carried the weight of an empire on his shoulders. Wars, betrayals, plagues, and constant political turmoil. Yet his mornings gave him strength. He didn't begin with indulgence or distraction, but with practices that grounded him: gratitude, reflection on mortality, preparation for challenges, physical movement, journaling, service, and stillness. These 7 Stoic habits are timeless. They don't require wealth, power, or youth. They only require intention. And when practiced consistently, they transform ordinary mornings into foundations of calm and power. If Marcus Aurelius could lead Rome with clarity amidst chaos, we too can face modern life with the same resilience. His mornings remind us that wisdom is not just for study, it's for living every single day. So which of these 7 Stoic morning habits will you start tomorrow? Will it be journaling like Marcus, embracing stillness, or beginning with gratitude? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. And tell me which city and country you're watching from, so I can thank you personally. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Wisdom for Worlds, and hit the bell. For more Stoic wisdom from Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Remember, true power doesn't come from wealth or fame. It comes from calm, clarity, and the discipline to live each day with purpose.